Alright, so I've just finished Wuthering Waves 3.3 main story quest, and the full playthrough is going up some certain time, obviously going to be edited to be a little bit shorter, cut all the breaks and whatnot. But I want to get a review out here now, because you're not going to watch 5 hours of me yapping in between. However, if you agree with this review, or disagree with any of the points I make, you can watch the full thing to try and see why I came to my conclusion, which honestly is why I recommend. It's a case of, I can give you like my opinions on it and whatnot, which they are opinions, by the way. We'll get out there. I'm not attacking anybody for not thinking the same way I do. It's totally fine. Okay? Okay? Down. Put pitchforks down. No. Okay. We're good. But I like to also kind of see the playthroughs that people make to be like, okay, that's why they've reached that conclusion. With that said, I have 6 big topics I want to talk about with story viewpoints. And I do, in fact, have some predictions here, like Laha Roy important points / thoughts, went over characters, and, you know, what I predicted for it as well. Obviously, this is going to be full of spoilers, so fair warning there. Now, I was going to start with this, just to get it out of the way, but I'm going to leave that one for last. I'm going to leave that one for last, because it's a topic I think we need to talk about pretty soon. First things first, character development. I want to talk about how it was structured. Oh, by structured. By that, I mean, I want to talk about characters like Hiyuki. Now, if we go to the event page, scroll all the way down to new highlight updates. We have whatever you say, Wishes in the Bell, and the main one. This isn't quite out yet, but I have some thoughts on Danae. Now, first, I want to talk about this. This was great. Honestly, I say great. This would have been like a 7, 8 out of 10. Except, it made one fatal mistake. And that was, it hyped up the next area. Rather than, and not in like a subtle way either. It was very much, I believe I got it written down here somewhere. Let me pull the notes back up. Yeah, Ashton O'Hara keeps getting mentioned. It was mentioned more in this than it was for the entirety of the quest. So it was a bit, okay, I think I know where we're going next. The next most important thing is, I think I know what it's going to be. And then, yeah, I was like, okay, this is cool now, but I want to learn more about Hiyuki. Now, I was worried. I wrote down Hiyuki. I was worried she was going to be the same role as Galbrainer. And that comes in the walking plot device for convenience sake. It's like, we have to do this thing because trust me, bro. I'm glad they learned from that. Now, don't get me wrong. I liked Galbrainer. I thought 2.7 was excellent. Probably my 3rd, 4th favorite story patch. Obviously, 2.2 is the best. I advise not with the debate. That's my personal opinion. You can say it's wrong, whatever. It's just, I was a bit worried. So I had the same role as Galbrainer. And then once we got to the plains, which I spelt wrong, I was no longer worried. And it was because of this. So the whole thing was, she has got a sealed back, basically a backdoor portal to the void space. But she sealed away because the Fraxis opened it 10 years prior. The Nia, and that's when Iwith disappeared. All this new information comes out. And Hiyuki sealed that away. And it didn't feel like a cheap convenience walking plot device. It felt like okay, with the information we've learned about Hiyuki going into this quest and throughout the duration of it, it makes sense why she would do that. Why she'd keep it safe. And also, like, it's a walking backdoor to Aleph 1 they could seep through. Like, it makes sense why it's hidden that way. So I was very happy with that. And it wasn't just her, it was quite a lot of characters. It's nice seeing them come back, whatnot. I'm not going to talk about Chisa. Like, okay, we'll talk about Chisa very quickly. I think it didn't make sense to have Chisa have a prominent role, considering she has no idea what's going on. Okay, I like the theories. It's like, okay, trust me, Chisa's ability to, you know, separate space and cut it off is going to come in clutch. It didn't really. It was fine. I'm glad it wasn't there because it's just, like, just, you can pause here, read this, you know, all this. I'm just like, yeah, it's whatever. And most of this was also the risk of her overclocking and dying, which Ro would never allow. He wouldn't. More about that in a sec. I made a big prediction here. Turns out I was right. Unfortunately, I made a joke saying, like, watch it start off like a Steven Spielberg film, end like Michael Bay. Guess what happened? We got Optimus Prime. So, no, seriously, listen to the voice. It sounds just like Optimus Prime. Next, Oh, I say next. Like, Lucilla, we got a bit more there. You can tell they want Lucia to be playable. You can tell they wanted to release Lucilla in 3.2 alongside Segrika, but they couldn't because the anniversary and then the collab. So now it's a case of, when is Lucilla coming? Most likely in 3.4. But you can tell they wanted to be playable because of the characterization she got. And it was nice to see. It was great. It's a nice way to expand on that. Hey, of course, Dania as well. Her character, like, I didn't like her. I didn't like her in this. And that leads us to the next point. In about 2-3 more points. The pacing. We're talking about presentation. It's what you expect. I have no complaints. It's perfect. Well, I say perfect. It is presented almost immaculately. They're trying so many different things, like the After Quest with Hiyuki. I don't know if it was shown there, but the After Quest with Hiyuki was, without a doubt, phenomenal. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought, damn, it's amazing. It really gives new life to... I say new life. Basically, it shows you, hey, here's her motivations for it, and it's just told beautifully. It's like a weird mix of in-rendered cutscenes as well as like 2D animation style. And they keep doing that as well, same with the Exo Strider and whatnot. They're trying new things. It looks amazing. Every single time, it just looks phenomenal. Next. Storytelling. A little bit slow at the start. Like we talked about the Segue quest. I'll just bring it back up for convenience sake so I remember as well. So we talked about this quest. There was a part in it where it's rehashing 1.0 to be like, okay, we need Hiyuki to learn about the rover. Which was fine and all, but they could have just told us in a more condensed way rather than make us play through this long hallway section and then fight an enemy to remember, hey, it's combat, remember. I felt they could have done better with that. But once we got into the main quest, once we got into this, I just thought it was great. I thought it was nice. It was told us like, okay, this is happening. Here's why this is happening. Here's who's involved. And like, it laid out the stakes perfectly. Not actual stakes, in case you were curious. I mean, like, you know what I mean. The poor joke there. Next, pacing. I mean, I could talk about this telling more, but once again, I highly recommend checking out the full live stream, which is probably going up after this, maybe. But I recommend checking it out so you can see what I'm talking about. Or if you prefer, play it yourself. You'll hopefully see what I mean. But just because it's got good storytelling doesn't mean the pacing is all there. And I mostly mean there's a scene or a section with Denia. I think you could have cut that out. I think what could have happened is you skip all that. God forbid you use white screen black text to be like, this is a tale for another time. And use it here to talk about why Denia is tied to the Fraxidus, why she's tied to the Frenodian. Instead, we figure out here, and it's just kind of disjarring. Once again, huge spoilers. What happens is we have 16 hours before Duskvale. Now, Duskvale is the big, yeah, we're going to seal off Laharoy. Basically, it's going to become a sealed tomb, which is, once again, cool. Everything feels earned as well. Like, they explain it, but not in a way where it holds your hand and thumbs it down like you're 5 years old. It says, we need to do this, the stakes are high. And then it pops on with it because it knows the stakes are high. Chase, the first meeting with Chase, Lucilla introduces you, and Chase's first line is, let's get down to it. Perfect. The pacing there, immaculate. And it's just paced ever nicely, ever, like, since that moment, it's paced perfectly. And then it gets to Denia, and it slows down. You go back to Piata Woods, you meet Hiyuki, and it's like, right, now you have to chase Denia. It's like, what's happening with Denia? It's like, I don't know, anxiety attack or whatever. I'm downplaying it to a certain extent. I wasn't a fan of it. You might be. I'm not saying it wasn't good. I can see why they included it. It just wasn't for me. Didn't like it. I wish they'd kept it for this part, but is what it is. Next. More pacing. The end. Where it brings back Imuth and all the hopes of Laharoyans who were lost in void space, or better yet, to create the coordinates to find the Exo Strider where Imuth's going to be, all wibbly wobbly timey wimey, all that convenient good stuff. That's kind of why I dragged it down a little bit. But the pacing there, once again, was really nice. And it cuts back, it's like, okay, Nothing was rushed. That's what I want to say the most. Nothing felt rushed. For better or worse, it was perfect the way it was. That's it, perfect. It was nice. It was like, okay, we're at point A to point B. Here's how we do this. It doesn't branch out with different side stories. Like, you don't have to... It's all about the rover. It's not like, okay, let's go see how Yuki's doing for 2 hours. Let's go see what Lucilla's doing for like 30 minutes. Here's I'm within Void Space. Ooh. There was none of that. It was just, let's get shit to business. Next. Aura hype moments. Look, there's a reason. There's a reason I put Exo Strider MVP. Okay. Giant mech fight. Unfortunately, I put there. Big prediction time. I made this way at the start. We beat Alphron because for some reason they create an avatar body they inhabit so we can deal physical damage to them. There's zero chance crew don't have us fight them. There's a section where we're piloting the Exo Strider through void space, and then we get thrown out. And this is where some of the negatives start. Once again, I talked about this back in the review, but I'll basically sum it up. It's the dark side problem DC have. Aleph 1 is this formless void, right? It has a core, but it's a formless void for the most part, void space. Should not have been able to lose. How do you fight nothingness? You don't. All you do is you seal it away. So it's weird that it ends with us fighting their avatar. A la Doomsday. Dark side, I'm thinking of Marvel and DC, you don't get it. It's just, like, they're no real threat as well. It's like, oh god, the Strider Gate is collapsing, it can't hold them back. And like void space is kind of seeping out, and I'm like, I don't really feel the urgency. You know, I don't feel like there's a lot of panic there. You know, it feels, they kind of rush you along to be like, hey, don't focus on the lack thereof threat, just get to point B. I wish that was kind of expanded on a little bit more. Like, gameplay-wise. Story-wise, once again, no complaints, but gameplay, it's like, okay, we need to just... Can we just fast travel there? Rather than we have to... You get it. But yeah, it's the whole Darkseid DC, because... With Darkseid, I'll explain it now. Darkseid is a fourth dimensional being. He exists in a fourth dimension, or the fourth dimension. If he so much as steps foot in our third dimension world, universe even, it explodes. So he always sends avatars... So his will. That's what Aleph 1 did. Just because we needed to have the mech fight. I'm not saying the mech fight was bad. Honestly, favourite part, you know, hype horror moments, 10 out of 10. Genuinely, it was fucking breathtaking. I'm downplaying it. Once again, I'm trying not to downplay it, but it's... I hope we get more. This is how good it is. I honest to God hope we get more. I hope we get a full mech character. You've been seeing Imouth's little third form, like second form appear here. I want that shit as a playable character. Abso-fucking-lutely. That was crazy. It was so fucking good. Now let us hear. We're going to get to this as well. There's no... That's another thing about storytelling, pacing, and presentation. There's no royal importance still. They've not been important once. Even Segrika, you know, the future successor of the Heliotic 6 that is very important to the Royans and all of Laharoy. You know their story quest? Yeah, go into the dark side, but it has nothing to do with Royan culture. And battling anxiety. So the Royals just got fully shafted, which upsets me greatly, but it can't all be a win. Am I right? It's just... I can't even make good, valid points to back this up, or like why they're important, because there just wasn't enough of them. It just wasn't, it just glossed over. And anytime it was possibly there, you got the rover. And the rover's obviously more important than whatever else is on the screen. So, they were always shadowed over with. I'm trying to avoid this one. I'm trying to avoid this so bad. But I don't think I can anymore. Oh yeah, this was just what I wanted to see. I thought, okay, we're going to use the power of separation to separate Imouth and Aleph 1's influence. Maybe that worked, who knows. What do we tackle first? I guess we're going to tackle the Renacita thing first. Because this one's actually a negative, kind of. Renacita all over again. It's the exact same plot, more or less. Hey, Phenodian's trying to corrupt the region with the people. He's trying to corrupt the region. It's got somebody it resonates with. There's a Fenoni resonator. Technically got it with Danae. They're trying to make it with Hiyuki. It's dark. They don't even try and hide it. Like dark. Look at that. Dark tide. Dark side. Yeah, I was a big fan. Hell, even 2.7, you've got Hiyuki and Galbraith with similar roles. I'm like, sure, it's cool and all, but you know, that's why it felt predictable as well, because it just felt like Renacita all over again. Which, thankfully, not a huge downside, because I actually really liked Renacita. Like I said, 2.0, 2.2, 2.7, I guess 2.5 to an extent. Hell, even the first half of 2.6, some of my favorites. Some of my favorite quests. I just kind of felt like I'm playing Renacita again. So that excitement and hype there has kind of died down a little bit. Not really there anymore. And we've been talking for a while. I just realized it's nighttime now. Haha. But yeah, outside of that, it's just Laharoy didn't really stand out anything too much. The only thing that really stand out is, hey, we've got a giant mechs. That's it. It's like different region, giant mechs, new mechanics. In fact, just to really prove a point. Right? You ready for this? Oh, there we go. We got flight back. So, yeah, it's like, hey, do you like Renacita? I hope you do. Guess what we've got? And, let's talk about the big one. We're going to swap over this. Let's go back in position. That's the wrong button. Rover. It's Rover time, baby. It's Rover. Rover. I'm going to be honest. My favorite MC. I love the Rover. I think the Rover's great. Genuinely, the Rover is a good character. And I'm not trying to rage bait or anything like that. I want you to hear me out. Obviously, once again, opinion's subjective. You could be like, nah, Rover's terrible, classic amnesia, catcher MC, blah, 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 self-insert, whatever. Sure, you can think that. I've got my opinion. What do we do here? You going to hear me out, or are you just going to blindly go, la, 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 I can't hear you, Rover bad? Let's talk about the Rover. Okay? Rover's entire quest. I'm 3.1 as well. I can't really compare 3.1 Rover and 3.3. Because the growth they both go on together is fucking immaculate. There are some scenes I wish I could include. Once again, I highly recommend checking out this thing for yourself. You will know. More importantly, the scene after Denia. Denia, whatever you want to say it. Denia, I don't care. Seriously, I don't care enough about Denia as a character. Hiyuki does a big slash. And it opens up the path for you to go to Void Space. Hiyuki's be like, oh, it must be hard, like, nice being a savior. And Rover basically calls her out saying, hey, it's not me. Like, it's presumptuous and arrogant to think I alone did this. In fact, I might just include the clip here, or the scene here, because it's a beautiful clip. It's so good. It's basically saying, it's not him. It's everybody around him pushing him forward. And that's what I love to see. IMF says it best. It's not a story about heroes saving the world. It's about the world saving the heroes. That's the best way I can put it. And Rover as a character, you see every interaction they bring up with IMF and whatnot. Talking about, oh, it's so sad IMF lost a life, blah, blah, blah. You can tell it affects the Rover. He's always clenching his fist. He's looking sad. The eyes start to water. The growth we see from Rover, some of the best. Obviously, he still has his big Mary Sue moments. He's like, hey, I'm the strongest character in the world. Basically, he's that universe's Goku. But no, I think he's really grown. He still has the self-insert moments. Absolutely. They have to do that some way. But the fact they're willing to expand on him to such an extent, such a degree, is great. I'm a big fan of it. I love the direction they're going with. I made a video way back when saying how to enjoy the Rover. I still stand by that. It's don't view him as this overall Giga Chad who's going to save the world. He's just a doofus who gets into wacky scenarios. But no, generally, I think even without that, I can still enjoy the Rover now. I really do. I think he is my highlight for 3.3. For all of Laharoy, really. I think he's my highlight in particular. With Renacita, there's a whole huge cast of characters. Each one has different values and strengths, what they bring. But Laharoy, same issue. Big cast of characters, all with different strengths. But this time the Rover is just far above everyone else. Obviously, it was only 3.3, so that's high praise. But I think from here, genuinely, I think from here it's all downhill until we get more information on Honami City, Ash and O'Hara. Then we get to the new Federation. And that leads me to another issue I didn't bring up about 3.3. As much as it resolves a lot of things, it also feels a lot like, hey, are you excited for the new area yet? We're teasing it really heavily. And it's just thrown at you. It's like, hey, new region, new region, new region, Ash and O'Hara, Honami City, new Federation. Which is fine, we have to tease that. I'm just... Overall, 8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10, perhaps. I could push it to a 9, but... The negatives I have, sadly, kind of deduct from that. But yeah, overall, 8 out of 10. That said, the review's over. Let me know if you liked... let me rephrase that. Let me know if you agree with it. Or if you disagree with it. And if you do agree, disagree, please tell me why. But more importantly, this is my opinion, right? What's your opinion? Because that should be what matters to you the most. Your opinion. Like Hannah, like you've just said, Hannah. Go-to story for nothing more. Sorry, I've been hiding chat this whole time because I didn't want to be distracted with possible spoilers. And I forgot to bring them back. But yeah, you put that go-to story for me, nothing more. It's your opinion. You stick by that. That's all that matters to you. That's all it should matter to you. My opinion should be relevant. Me saying, oh, I didn't like Denia's plot quest. I don't care for Denia as a character. That should make you go, ooh, my blood is spoiling right now. Ooh, fuck this guy. It should be, okay, clearly he likes different things. No problem. And that's what it should be. That said, video's over. Review's over. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us for new content on the channel. Look forward to more Wuthering Wave stuff. I need to go and build Hiyuki now. Because for some reason, Kuro games keep doing this. They lock behind. And in fact, we're going to talk about this very briefly. Because I almost forgot. This is a story complaint. This is just a Kuro Games overall game complaint, man. And it affects new players as well. I need these flowers. I need red bells, right? Where do I get them? Dimir Plains. How do I get to Dimir Plains? Play the main story. There's no easy way. There's no early access. Same with this here. There's no early access for this. There is for bosses, absolutely. I'm pretty sure. I could give huge spoilers. Weekly materials. There you hear, like... Why is this in early access? But... Oh, not early access, but... You get what I mean, right? There's no early way to do this. Let's just... Maybe change that, Kuro? Maybe. Anyway, video's over. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you for the next one. Stay refreshing.